There you have it. For under $60, we built the narrow farmhouse jiggle table.
Jiggle table. Okay, ready?
Loser.
One of our most popular and most built projects is our narrow console table, and I think it's because it can fit in so many different spaces.
And pieces like that are super hard to find in the store, which is why you designed it in the first place.
That's right, but it's been 5 years since we built that, so we thought that we would put a fun little update on it, and we have designed this DIY farmhouse narrow console table.
And we're gonna build it for how much?
I think it's under $60, but don't quote me on that.
That's nuts. Let's build it.
All right, so the first step, we've already made the cuts like usual to make this go faster.
You're welcome.
You're welcome, yeah. So this is 2x6 boards that we've ripped to 5 inches. You wanna tell them where they can figure out how to do that?
Yes, I will. If you click the link below, we will link to that because we actually show you guys how to rip your boards. And we always say, if you decide not to do this step, you definitely need to replan and not go off the plans because it's gonna be totally different.
That's true. So the first step is to cut 3 boards down. This is for your leg base. And we are going to use some wood glue and 16 gauge nails, and we're gonna make a 2x6 sandwich.
2x6, that sounds yummy.
All right, and glasses?
Got them. Do you have your clout goggles?
Clout goggle time.
These are almost as bad as clout goggles, actually.
I think they're better.
Well, they're better, but like, they're almost as bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're as offensive.
They don't really give you clout.
No, none. I think that might be the joke about it. Okay.
All right, so first step, we're gonna put some wood glue all over the ends of that.
I like that plan, and we are using our handy dandy, oh so awesome glue bot to do that.
Y'all never heard us talk about the glue bot.
Ever. We're so repetitive.
The reason that we did rip the edges of these is because when we put 3 together, it's gonna look like one solid, chunky leg base. And you can laminate this ahead of time. I didn't see the need for that, so we're just nailing it. Actually, truth be told, this project calls for 2x10s, and I was gonna rip these pieces from the 2x10s and do an extra one beforehand and laminate it so it was ready for videoing.
Right.
But I messed up on the measurements or something, so I lost that piece.
Oh,
so then I was like, we're just gonna do this.
Okay, you replanned.
I replanned. I had a plan B. Always
girl.
have a plan B and a plan C. Sometimes you need a plan F.
I know, we go pretty far down that line.
Yeah.
So we are stacking these together like Ash said and lining them up to make sure they're flush. Now,
Step 1, done.
And that right there is a $5 beefy leg.
Yeah,
too,
it is.
Which is what I love about it.
Isn't that so nice? Okay,
Totally.
so now it's time to make it even better. We're gonna turn it into a console table.
Deal?
Stand by.
I'm gonna squat by. See what I did there? Waiting on Ash, still squatting by.
Enter 2x10. All right, these are 2x10s, and I did rip the edges of these just because I like the way that that looks. You do not have to do this on this step because it's just gonna be the tops and bottoms. So it's just gonna give it a more modern look.
Which is really why we do it, because we like for it to look more finished, and we don't want people to know that we built it with framing lumber when in fact, we always do.
All right, so I'm gonna mark the center of this first 2x10 board, and it's 29 3/4. And then I'm also gonna mark center going this way, and it's 9, so I'm gonna go 4 1/2. So I know that that's center. X marks the spot. Yeah. So I'm just gonna make a couple of marks so that I can go straight across. There we go. Which means I also need to mark center on this. It's 5, so that'll be 2 1/2. I'll line it up right there. And I know that this is also going to be, what's
2 1/4.
2 1/4. I'm gonna mark it on each side so that I can line it up and it will be exactly center. And then we're gonna do the exact same thing on, oh my God. We're gonna do the exact same thing on the other board. So easy.
You were so good at math last project.
I quit.
So when your kids ask, why do I have to take geometry?
This is why, guys.
You might one day build a narrow fancy console, okay?
Okay, so lots of wood glue on this.
Look at that.
All the wood glue.
All the glue.
All right, I'm gonna set this right on top, and I'm gonna make sure that all of my lines line up.
Y'all can see this line right here is lining up with the line she made, and that's gonna be all the way around.
All right, now, tip. I'm going to use my nailer, and I'm gonna nail a few nails.
And it's okay, guys, if they're popping out right there just a bit, because we're gonna go nail those in with a hammer here in just a minute.
And all this is gonna do is keep it still while Whitney and I flip it so that we can put a screw in the bottom.
All right, now that that's attached, we can flip this over and attach our next board. Before we do, we're just marking again center of this board both ways so we know exactly where to line it up. We are adding glue right here and attaching it to our big 2x10 piece using those same 3-inch screws and lots of wood glue.
Don't get my nails, they're so ugly. There we go.
In some cultures, they say rough hands and stuff mean you're a good mother.
Well, then at least I'm a good mother in some cultures.
Yeah. Probably not in ours though,
Probably
right?
not in mine.
And you can see now this thing ain't going anywhere. It is completely attached to this piece, and now we'll attach it to the next, right, Ash?
Yep. All right, so I'm gonna move this out of the way, and it's actually not even that heavy, really. Now we're gonna do the exact same thing on this side. We are gonna mark center.
How about you let me do that?
Go for it. I will let you.
That way you have to lift that thing up.
Yeah. There you go. All right, so we've marked center on this. The great thing now is that this is totally secure, so we can actually do it on the ground. All right, we're gonna add some wood glue.
Okay.
All right, I see it's lined up.
Okay. So Ashley's gonna be my little shanty clamp. Okay.
There we go.
So at this point, you basically have an eye built. Eye.
Ay, ay,
Aye,
ay.
aye, aye. Aye, aye, aye.
Ay, ay, ay.
This is gonna be an awesome table, Ashley.
It's so cute. Okay, so at this point, we now need to decide what's gonna be the top and the bottom. It doesn't matter because it's the exact same thing at this point. So let's just leave it like this.
All right.
We have the whole console table upside down, and we're gonna build a frame box on the bottom so that we can put the base on top of that.
Bottoms up.
All right, so to do that, we have 2x4 boards that we have ripped to 3 inches wide.
Now, we're also gonna be attaching these using pocket hole screws. I'm gonna run this over to the Craig jig and make 1.5-inch pocket holes down the side. You know what, I'll just show you, come on. Okay, so y'all can see here that I have lined the board up in our K5. For those of you that don't have a Craig jig or don't have this model, we are going to link to it below because it's the best darn Craig jig model for your buck. I think the best bang for your buck.
It really is. Okay, so stop for a sec.
Okay.
I want to show them. Very important, this will be on the plans, but you are going to put the pocket holes on the side that is on the inside.
See this right here? Your angle's gonna face this way because that's gonna be the outside of our table.
Don't
Cool.
mess that up.
I'm gonna try not to. Now, let me just show y'all one thing. Come around this side, Ashley, while I make this. Okay, so y'all can see here that it left a little hole at the top. You're never gonna see that. So that is normal because this is a shorter board. It's not quite as wide, but totally normal.
So that's what she's talking about right there. The pocket hole comes out of the side, but that's gonna be face down into the 2x10 so you won't see it.
That's right. All right, pocket holes are made on this piece. I'm also gonna make a couple on our shorter boards real quick. All right, same thing right here. See, angles out. Right here, we're gonna do 2 in this one. Ready to go.
So we have all of our pieces. We've got 2 side pieces and a front and a back piece. Where's that other front piece? The other long piece.
Right here.
Oh.
Just having my Vanna moment. Okay.
All right, and we want the holes that come out of the 2x3s to face up.
Because our screws are gonna go down into those and into our big boards right here.
But before we attach it, we need to put wood glue on the end of each.
This is a fabulous design. It really is. Like the use of the 2x4 like this because it looks thick and it looks solid, but it doesn't add a ton of weight. Smart.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So now we're going to build the box together. We're gonna use 16 gauge nails. Okay, so now we have a 2x4 box.
Sweet.
We're gonna center that on the bottom of this base. And then we're gonna use wood glue and 2.5-inch pocket hole screws to attach it.
Awesome.
So now we can glue. All right, I've got an inch over here.
Same over here, and then I've got about 7/8 on each side.
Okay,
Awesome.
So now we're gonna use 2.5-inch pocket hole screws and drill through these pocket holes and into that plank.
Enter shanty cam. All right, guys, y'all can see right here, we have already attached this side right here, all the way down. Ash is working on getting those in, and these are so cool because it's just totally gonna be hidden, but it is super structural and strong.
That's why you kind of have to build it upside down first, because we want to hide all of the pocket hole screws. I think I kind of was a little extra on the pocket holes on this because you don't need that many.
Better safe than sorry, right, Ashley?
4 would have been fine.
All right, so we have our frame attached, and now we're going to lay the other 2x10 board right on top of this, a true wood sandwich, and we're going to attach it using wood screws. I'm going to go ahead and add wood glue along the entire top of that. Super important on this part. I mean, wood glue is important all the time, but it's just extra important when you've got a big old table like this.
I'm so excited to put this in my house because the other one's been in there since I moved in. Like literally for 5 years.
Yes, time for change.
Change is good.
Yeah, especially when it happens in your own house.
Yeah.
It's not for somebody else.
All right, so we're gonna have a 1-inch overhang on this also. All right, so we're gonna use 3-inch wood screws and we're gonna drill them from the top of this plank and into that frame.
And I'm gonna do the honors.
And this is gonna be upside down, remember, so you won't see the wood screws. Yeah.
I'm not gonna do as many as Ashley did pocket hole screws.
So 2x10s are hard to find and not be warped and wonky. If you have your straightest board, you're gonna want your straightest board to be this board, the one that you put on the very bottom, because that's what's gonna rest on the ground.
All right, got it.
Awesome. Okay, so let's flip this right side up. It's probably gonna be a little bit heavy at this point.
Beast mode.
Okay, now it's starting to look like a console table. So next step is to add the 2x4 frame with the plank on top, but because we don't want to have to drill in from the top, we're gonna build that upside down also.
She's a thinker, guys.
Total thinker here. Okay, so now we have the 2x4 frame that we're gonna build again, exact same way, wood glue with 16 gauge nails.
Wood glue.
Oh, how did it get over there?
I actually don't know.
That is shocking. We're looking for our wood glue and it's like
outside, basically.
Yeah, out by the garage door. So my original plan, I did not miter the ends of the boards because I just didn't. And on this plan, I thought, no, that'd be pretty cool. Like it'd be a big chunk of wood underneath it. So that's why I mitered. But all to say, you don't have to do that. You don't have to miter it.
All right, so I'm gonna move this out of the way for just a moment, and we are going to grab the 2x10 that we're gonna be attaching this to, and we're actually attaching it just like we did the other one, but we're gonna use this as a surface, even though it's a little bit wobbly. And
so this is upside down. This plank up here is upside down.
We'll explain all that. And you'll see there's method to her madness, guys. All right, so let's get this lined up again. Get a little wood
This is
glue.
why we love the glue bot. I can glue upside down. I mean, if this isn't like a selling point, I don't know what is. We should do like the glue bot, stop it.
Glue bot challenge.
We should do glue bot challenge.
What's the weirdest way you've applied glue?
We should start that. I wonder if that would be like
it could trend. Here,
it
turn
could
it
trend.
this way.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do it just like this.
She lost the challenge. Loser. Okay. You have no clout now. Take your clout
my clout goggles.
Take your clout goggles off.
And get out of here. Okay.
All right, so we're gonna center this up again. It's 1 inch on the sides, about 7/8 on the front and the back.
We are attaching this the same way, using the 2.5-inch pocket hole screws.
Okay, so this is done. Now it's time to attach it to this plank under there.
Let's glue first.
Glue first. Oh, we're having a glue explosion.
Because you tried the glue bot challenge.
Don't do the glue bot challenge.
It's all your fault. All right, guys, so right here you can see she has gone and added a very large amount of wood glue along those 2x4 boards. Y'all can see right here, we are centering it up, so we want the same distance from the side of the board to the inside.
Looks fine to me.
Looks fine to me.
All right.
Looks fine to me is our other motto. We have lots of things that we say. All right, and Ash is gonna grab some clamps because we are gonna clamp this bad boy in place, and then we will attach it with our spec screws.
One clamp.
Got it nice and clamped up.
And now we're gonna use the same wood screws we were using on the bottom, and we're gonna go from underneath this top piece and into the apron.
And that right there is the magic of a spec screw, guys. I mean, Ashley barely did anything. It does all the work for you.
I barely did anything.
Yeah.
I heard that.
Objection.
Objection. All right, taking the clamps off, and now we are at the point where we just add the decorative pieces.
Yay, the fun part.
And I have those inter-decorative pieces.
All right, so these are 2x6 boards. Same situation. We have gone and ripped off the very last little rounded edge of these. So we have a good 5-inch or so size board, and it's nice and square.
Okay, and I did go back over and do a 30-degree angle cut on the ends of each board. Just one end. That one's straight because it's going to be up against the leg.
Good word.
Okay, so I say that we start on the bottom.
You're the boss.
What was that?
You're the boss. Your design, you're the boss.
Okay, so we're gonna put some wood glue on the bottom of these, and we know that it's the bottom because it's the long angle. The top is gonna kind of curve a little bit. You don't have to do that, but it just makes it look pretty. All right, so we're gonna start on the bottom, and it's gonna butt flush up to this leg.
All right, so we are putting these in place. We've already added our wood glue, and we're gonna attach these using those same 2.5-inch nails.
All right, so we're gonna put wood glue on the bottom of the other two pieces, and we're gonna go same exact way. Make sure it's centered.
Am I good?
I think.
Okay. And you really just need a clamp to kind of hold it in place for you. Since you're going to be nailing in, let me go ahead and clamp on this side too.
It looks centered to me.
It's another motto of ours.
Looks good to me.
Should work. Okay. All right, there you go.
All right, and I'm using same nails, popping a few in, pop it up like it's hot. All right, now Whitney's turn.
I was thinking I would just reclamp for you. That would be kind of me. Thanks. All right, so we're gonna put that in place, make sure it's nice and centered. We're gonna receive so many criticizing comments about our lack of measurement here.
Hey, it's supposed to look like a found piece. It could have been made in like 1820.
By an actual woodworker.
All right, so this is basically done. All that's left is to do the decorative truss pieces. And because we always get questions about how we make our marks, we're gonna show you.
Ashley, what's a big question we get asked all the time?
How do you figure out the angle for these truss pieces?
And since you're so good at math, Ashley, how do you figure out the angle?
We draw a line.
Okay.
So I've lined it up. I know that I want my point to hit right in there on the leg, so I'm gonna go behind this with my pencil and draw a line.
Great job.
And then I'm gonna take it over to the miter saw and make a cut. Okay. So I've got my bevel set at 45. We have our pieces cut, and now we're going to attach them.
So we're using wood glue and the same nails we used in the other steps to attach these. We're gonna nail it into both the bottom piece and into that big chunky leg.
We like them chunky.
We do like them chunky, as many of you know. All right, so now all this needs is a good coat of paint, and that's a pretty darn
cute decoration.
That's right. Darn cute table. For how much did you build this for?
Less than $60, and it probably took us about 60 minutes.
Yes, that's a great, there you go. 60 minutes, less than $60.
Farmhouse narrow console table.
Make sure to subscribe, guys. You don't want to miss another build.
And if you build something, make sure that you use #ShanyToChic and share it with us on social media.
I think it's time for a Shany dance.